Okay, so as I'm getting older, right, there's definitely things that I think is really important to learn and to master. So this is 10 masculine success habits to stay ahead of the 99%. You do not want to be part of the 99%. The 99% of guys, they cannot think for themselves. They are followers, they are not leaders. They have no active masculinity, no active thought process where they think for themselves, and on top of that, they're willing to just basically go with the flow and, think how everybody else thinks. So these are 10 success habits to be part of that top 1%. This is very important to understand. A term I used to use a lot on this channel was full stack, and I really believe that. Like, you need to become full stack. You want everything in tip-top shape. You want your health in tip-top shape. You want your dating life in tip-top shape. You want your finances, your career. You want your connection with God to be in tip-top shape. You want your charisma to be all the way up. Like, you want to maximize yourself. Very important. So the first success habit that we're going to talk about, you have to be okay with being alone from time to time. Okay, this is what you really got to understand. You have to be okay with being alone. And what I wrote down here on this piece of paper is I put, this is where you get clarity and answers. When you're alone, you actually have your inner peace and your ability to talk to God, right? To tap into that God-given consciousness to give you answers. Okay, this is where you get clarity and answers on things. You are going to have to tap into this through your whole life. It could be with your career path, it could be with your purpose, it could be with your dating life, whatever. You have to be able to tap into that. It's so important. Now, this is what you're also going to know. The reason why you have to be okay with being alone is because the more people that you need to talk to, the less of your own thoughts you're thinking, because now all you're doing is hearing everybody else's words. When you hear everybody else's words, you start to lower your own inner thoughts where you're not paying attention as much. So guys who constantly need a lot of friends, or they even from time to time they feel like they need to see a bunch of women, like when they're dating, you're just clouding your judgment. Okay, sorry, I know that there's birds chirping. I just wanted to film outside. So yeah, the more people you need to talk to, the less of your thoughts you're actually paying attention to and listening to. Okay, so keep that in mind. So number 2, this is the second thing that I want everybody to be aware of, okay? You need to use your unique God-given personality to lean into your own charisma and your own charm. Okay, let me give you a very clear-cut example of this. Inside of my community, where I help guys learn, understand, and master the language of women, I literally have a module titled, Don't Try to Imitate How I Speak. Because this is the biggest problem, is what happens with guys is they look at everybody else and they constantly compare themselves to everybody. So don't try to imitate how I speak. Don't try to imitate how anybody speaks. Don't try to imitate anyone. Use and leverage your own unique God-given personality to lean into your own natural God-given charisma and charm. There is only one of you. You are unique. So it is absolutely pointless to look at how anybody else does anything. It's pointless to look at how anybody else operates or speaks or thinks or anything. Like, lean into you. Okay? Use your unique God-given personality to lean into your own unique charisma and charm. That's number 2. The third masculine success habit that I want you to be aware of is this. Health is everything. Okay? Health is literally everything. It's nutrients, it's confidence, it's clarity, it's focus. Health is everything. If you take a look at any video on this channel over the past however many years, you'll notice I'm always in shape. Like, honestly, like, I am always in shape. Like, I always make sure no matter what, my body is taken care of, because your health is everything. When you eat good nutrients, you have better clarity of focus. You can work longer, harder hours because you have a better energy in you. You have good energy. Right? Think about that. Like, even in business, right? Even in your career, you have to stay focused. You have to have the ability to keep persevering even when times get hard. Not to mention, those of you who want a better dating life, if you look better, if you feel better, you're going to have more confidence. It's going to show a better quality of yourself. So everything, in my opinion, stems from what you put into your mouth, right? Like food is everything. The food you're eating is the calories that you're eating. That's going to be the energy that you're getting. You want good energy. You don't want bad energy. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4, the fourth masculine success habit that you have to understand. A relationship with a woman will never fill the void in your life from a lack of purpose. Let that sink in. A relationship with a woman will never fill the void in your life from a lack of purpose. When you don't have purpose, you wake up and every day, hour for hour, minute by minute, week by week, things just pass you by. And you don't have any direction in your life, and you don't have the ability to say no to things. It's like you get sucked into life. I'm a very big believer that as a man, you have to stay above life. You cannot get sucked into life. This will even stem into your dating life. You'll constantly notice this when you're dating women. It's like they try to pull you into things. She's going to try to pull you into her world. She's going to try to pull you into conversation. She's going to try to pull you into her world and conversation to get you to focus on things that are irrelevant to your own success and, honestly, your ability to lead that relationship in the first place. But she'll still attempt to pull you in. When she attempts to pull you in, this is what you got to remember. Your life is the same way. People, friends, family, they're going to try to pull you into things. You have to stay above that, so that way you can focus on what's important, and that means you got to have the ability to say no. So a relationship with a woman will never fill the void in your life from a lack of purpose. You have to have clear-cut direction. Every day you have to know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and where you're going, and that's so important. Number 5, do not apologize for being different or thinking different from your friends and from your family. Okay? There's no point. Don't apologize for being different or thinking different than your friends or your family. You got to understand this, right? You don't want to be ashamed of how you're wired. Because the way you're born, right, you were given certain personality traits. And I think this is a huge problem with most guys, is they try to compare themselves to everybody else. So there might be a favorite influencer that you have. There might be a favorite musician. There might be a favorite, person on YouTube that you watch where you're like, oh, if I could be more like that person, I'd have success. And it's like, yeah, maybe, but also like that person probably just stepped into who they are, and you're never going to be able to emulate them. Like, what's even the point? So don't apologize for being different or thinking different than your friends and your family. Don't be ashamed of how you're wired. Just step into it. It's okay to be like, yeah, this is how I am and this is how I think, and I'm okay with it. It's just self-acceptance in general. This is me. If you don't like it, who cares? Whoever doesn't like it can leave. Because you got to understand, you're not going to be able to please everybody. So who cares? The people who like you will stick. The people who like you will be beside you. The friends that really like you will stay in your life. The women who really like you will stay in your life. You don't have to pursue anything. You have to become literally the best, most attractive version of yourself at all times. Number 6, making a lot of money does not mean you found your purpose. So this is one huge issue that I constantly see with men. They think that if they make a lot of money, that means that they're on their grind and they're on their purpose. It's like, yeah, maybe, but there's a very good chance you're in a totally unfulfilling career, or there's a total chance that you're in the wrong lane in life. So just because you're doing well doesn't mean you found your purpose. There's a specific calling for you, and your job is to step into that. Your job is to figure that out for yourself. Your job is to listen to that intuition and that consciousness. That's so important. So making a lot of money, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean you found your purpose. Like, as a man, you need vision and clarity because you're here for a reason. Like, you have value and you're here for a reason. Your job is to find out why and what you're supposed to do. Okay? So I see that. That's just a big issue. Like, guys feel like if they make a lot of money, that means they are doing the right thing. And just because you're achieving some kind of material success doesn't necessarily mean it's aligned with your internal thoughts. Okay? Number 7, anything you tell yourself you need, you become weak to it. Okay, I'll say that again. Anything you tell yourself that you need, you automatically become weak to it. If you tell yourself you need that one specific person in that relationship, you are now weak to that person. If you tell yourself you need a certain amount of money every single year to be happy, you're now weak to that outcome. If you tell yourself, I have to be doing something every single Friday and Saturday in my social life, or else I'm not happy and I feel like I don't have a fulfilling social life, then you're weak to it and you constantly need other people. Anything that you tell yourself you need, you become weak to. I think you have to get to a point where you genuinely don't need anything. You'll see this with a lot of guys who constantly need to look their best in order to feel confident to, let's say, maybe speak to a woman. They have to have the perfect haircut, right? It's like, oh, you know, my taper on the sides isn't good enough now, so, oh, I don't look sharp enough. It's like, dude, really? You need perfect circumstances with everything. It's just weak behavior. Anything that you need, you become weak to it. Number 8, no matter how much you attempt to adapt or change your personality, you'll carry the similar traits as your parents, so you might as well just accept it. And this is the biggest thing that I'm realizing with age. Like, I'm going to turn 30 in April, and I know that that's still a while away, but you're not going to be able to change your genetic makeup. Like, who you are is who you are. So you see this with a lot of guys doing like inner work with their personality and all this, and it's like, dude, you're not going to be able to change this. You are who you are. You might as well just step into who you are at like the highest level, because that's all that matters. You might as well just step into who you are. You're not going to be able to change anything. You literally are who you are. No matter how much you attempt to adapt or change your personality, you're just going to carry the similar traits and patterns and behavior patterns as your parents. So you just need to accept it, okay? Now, number 9 and number 10 are my favorite points, and both of these lead into each other, okay? So stick with me. Number 9, every woman you ever date will only love and respect strength. That's it. She's not going to love the chemistry building that you think. She's not going to love any of the things that you actually tell yourself that matters. You have to understand this. Women only love and respect strength. That is the only thing they're drawn to. They are drawn to a man with strength, because strength allows them to feel safety and security, which means you have to have a lot of traits. You have to have the ability to say no. You have to have the ability to use discernment and make a good judgment and a good call on certain things. Every woman you ever date will only love and respect strength. That's it. Focus on becoming the strongest man possible. Not the nicest man, not the, whatever. Okay? Focus on being the strongest in every way, shape, and form. Internal strength, external strength by you being in the gym, everything. Focus on being the strongest man possible. Focus on being so strong that she would never be able to replace you at all times. Which brings me to point number 10. You have to know what strength looks like in the first place in order to build yourself. I'll say that one more time. Number 10, you have to actually know in the first place what strength looks like. Strength, okay. This is what a lot of guys think. They think that strength is basically how loud you can roar, how loud you can be, acting assertive, making your presence known. No. Strength is the ability to not react. That is what strength is. As you get older, what you're going to notice, for some of you guys who are in your early 20s watching this, strength is the ability to not react. It's the ability to not care. Because what that actually signals is you as a man know what is important and what isn't. If you like this video, take this a step further. I created an entire community to help you learn, understand, and master the language of women. Right now we have over 2,000 guys inside of that community. I want you to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.